You're listening to Rico and the Man.
There you go.
With Rob Traegler and Peter Martino.
You know, Pete, I'm getting a little tired of starting every show having to do a eulogy for another fallen great titan of talent like Bob Saget.
I know, right? This is turning into a morbid show.
Rico and the eulogy. But you can't not address it. Bob Saget is gone, and I still haven't really wrapped my head around that. And I'm learning so much more about him posthumously, and he just sounds like an incredible, incredible human being, and it makes it even sadder.
Yeah. All the celebrities and inside people in the industry said what a nice guy he was and how positive he was, which I was actually surprised about because I always kind of thought of him as having this darker, mysterious side, but he seemed to be very open and affectionate and positive sounding, which is surprising.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There always seemed like there was this sadness behind him. And I don't know how to put it any other way. You know, it just seemed like there was a little bit of a depression there or something. You know, he obviously got into the biz doing stand-up, and I think that was his ultimate dream. And he kind of got sidelined and became America's TV dad on a really sappy, I wouldn't even call it a sitcom, whatever Full House was. I can't believe all the people that he touched over the years. And he really just was a lovely, lovely guy. And it's sad that you have to find that out after the fact, It would have just kept going on being like, oh, that's sad, depressed Bob Saget again.
Yeah, I mean, number one, he was young. He was way too young to die, and to die in that manner where he was alone and suddenly, it's really a horrible thing. He was always in your psyche growing up, especially people our age. And to see someone like that go all of a sudden, it kind of hits you for a shock, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He would just seem like one of those really steady guys who would always be around, like Norm Macdonald. You just didn't really think about the possibility of them not being on the planet. And as much as I watched Full House and he was totally immersed in my life with Full House, I got to know and love him every Sunday night on America's Funniest Home Videos. That's where I really began my relationship with Bob Saget. And he was so fucking good in the right way for that show because you could tell the attitude he had. He was like, this show is so corny and I'm going to stick it to everybody any chance I get.
Right.
It was so much fun, that show, but long before we had the iPhones, and watching people get hurt just became like something you do on the toilet in the morning.
I was going to say, that was like the original YouTube right there.
Yeah, it was. And that was the only way you were going to see that shit. And it was so fucking funny.
I remember my dad loved that show. Like, that was the one show that he looked forward to watching on Sunday nights. And my dad had a thick Italian accent, and he couldn't say the whole title of the show. So he's like, "Is the funny thing on?" He just referred to it as the funny thing.
That's so funny.
He didn't want to go through the whole title. But a lot of people are going to remember him from Full House. And a lot of people are going to remember him from America's Funniest Home Videos. But my favorite Bob Saget performance is this.
I'm here today because I'm addicted to marijuana.
You in here for some marijuana? Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I've seen them.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Huh?
No, I can't say I have.
I didn't think so.
That, in case you don't know, is Bob Saget's cameo in Dave Chappelle's Half Baked, which I loved. I thought it was hilarious and so out of character for him and so out of the blue. And that's one of my favorite Bob Saget moments for sure.
That was before he kind of reemerged as kind of like a dirty comic. He was still kind of like...
Yeah.
I remember my dad... I didn't see Half Baked in the theater or anything. I saw it on video. And my dad, one day I came in the room and he was like, wait, check this out. And he was rewinding it. And he just played that scene. He's like, because we would watch him on America's Funniest Home Videos every Sunday. So
yeah. Whoever thought of that to have him in that cameo is brilliant.
It's a brilliant cameo.
I just feel like he was always game for anything, no matter whether it was family friendly or, something like Half-Baked. He was just always game.
And he actually was one of the dirtier comedians.
Yeah.
I have a clip here of just a quick thing of stand-up, completely juxtaposing his all-American family dad persona.
You're the kind of guy, you drink a lot of drinks and you'd go into like a petting zoo at like 2 a.m. Don't fuck a goat. I don't know you, but I'm telling you, never fuck a goat. Okay? What's your name? Jay? Jerry. Jared, get a fucking name that I can hear. Jared? Don't fuck a goat. You hear me, son? Because a goat, now listen, listen. Put it on receive, dude. A goat, they'll eat fucking junk. They'll chew it up. You ever watch them? They'll fucking eat shit. And they will eat your junk right off, Jared. And you will be junkless, and you will have nothing. You'll have like a tin plate where you're a tit plate. You'll have a nipple where your dick was. And you will be fucked.
He had a style of talking very fast. That was like his whole thing, because I was watching some of his old comedy bits too.
And I almost feel that he overcompensated. Like his special, I think, when he first came back out as a stand-up was like Dirty Daddy and things like that. Like he was like, I really need to shake this other persona.
Yeah, there was a period there that you could tell he was trying way too hard. But then I think he came to accept it and appreciate that role that he took on as kind of like the family dad. And he realized like a lot of us did grow up with him. But, he found his audience too in the stand-up comedy world. So he kind of had the best of both worlds if you think about it.
It's a great life, We all want to be something very specific. And as we get older, we start to kind of be like, all right, this is where this is heading and this is what I'm doing. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not my dream job. But
right.
I think that's the ultimate goal, is to die and have this outpouring of love that he had from all these people. I mean, that's the legacy, right?
Yeah, well, we're screwed in that sense.
I know. I'm worried.
I'm going to be honest, when I first heard the news, because I know how upset he was when Norm Macdonald died. And like I said earlier in the show, I always felt like he had kind of a dark side and was depressed. I thought it was suicide at first for some strange reason. I just thought, he was in the hotel room. He's all by himself. Like,
it sounds like the playbook, the celebrity playbook. Hotel, alone, gotta be suicide.
Yeah, they said that his left hand was on his chest, and it appeared he was, sleeping at the time.
That's the way to go. In your sleep. That's it.
Yeah, no. Like, you don't want to be fucking, driving a car or,
No, you don't want to get hit by a bus. You
suffer.
Don't wanna, Well, the whole suffering thing, I'll tell you right now, if I'm suffering, I'm going to get my ass on a bus up to Vermont and have them kill me. Because I'm all about that assisted suicide shit. If you're really feeling like shit, I don't want to sit in a bed for years. And I saw so many people in my own family go through that, and it's just not how you want to go.
No, pull the plug.
Yeah,
I'm ready to pull the plug on you right now.
Well, I'm going to give you you're going to be the executor of my will, Pete. So you can actually physically pull that plug if you want.
All right.
Wait a minute, you're older than me. Why are we even planning that I'm going first? Okay. Pete's like executor of your will.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. That Han Solo will be mine.
This is here. I'm gonna do a quick scene for you right now with drops. Ready? It's gonna be. Hey Pete, did you hear that Rob died?
I did.
But I heard you're the executor of his will.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
It turns out he only had debt.
Perfect. End scene.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. I blame Stamos for all this.
Yeah, I do too. Fuck Stamos, man.
Fuck Stamos.
Fucking
him
Stamos.
And his beautiful face.
I know. Stop being so gorgeous, Stamos.
And his anti-aging jeans.
He's starting to look a little old, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
he's starting to see the cracks a little bit. Still an amazing looking guy, but
yeah, He's still much better looking than we are, or will ever be.
Whoa.
Oh, well. R.I.P., Bob.
Yep.
Apparently the Golden Globes were this weekend, and it wasn't televised or streamed or
You know why?
anything.
Because they finally heard this show. As you know, this show is very anti-awards show.
Ah, that's right.
We started, our first episode was called F the Oscars. So I think they finally heard Rico and the Man. They're like, you know what, guys? Yeah, let's just do this in a little small private event and tap each other.
You got to do it in a
shoulder.
French accent, though. You got to do it in a French accent.
Oh, voulez-vous, guys? Let's just do this in a private.
Oui, oui. Uh-huh. Oui,
Yeah.
oui.
Let's get some baguettes and toast to our success.
But it's like, what's the point if you're going to just do it in a closet somewhere? Like, who cares?
Well, I think that the vapid actors care, and I think that I think it's a win-win for all of us because we don't have to watch that bullshit anymore. They can go do it and get their fake accolades
Yeah.
for remembering lines and crying.
We just did this beautiful eulogy about Bob Saget. We're ripping actors apart.
Well, hey, come on. He was never up for a Golden Globe
He should have been.
for the half-baked scene. Yep.
Do you think it killed the actors that won that didn't have their time to shine?
I think any firsts would kill the actors. I think the first COVID Oscars, which was so depressing, probably killed
my
anybody
God.
who won that year.
Talk about eulogy.
Oof. Right.
It's like a whole funeral procession.
Yeah, and it just was so awkward, and you had that horrible speech by Harrison Ford. I was in Blade Runner. Speech. It was just all around bad, and I think that's a slow death, and we'll see what happens with the Oscars this year. Maybe they'll follow suit.
Well, they said they're having a host for the first time in 3 years.
Oh, they are? Really?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Who's it going to be?
Viola Davis.
That's where your mind always goes, Pete. Whenever you're put on the spot, it's always Viola Davis. I don't know why. Do you remember a couple episodes back we were talking to my father and he said he watched that Power of the Dog with Benedict Cumberbatch and he hated it?
Oh, yeah.
I watched it the other night and I think he was a little hard on it. It's fine. You know, it's not great. It's not like I come away being like, oh, wow, you know, but it's also, I have to get him on at some point to talk to him about it because I don't understand the hatred for it that he had.
I feel like you and your dad have been having a lot of disagreements lately. Trouble in Paradise?
Yeah, it was
Trouble in Traglerville?
Trouble in Traglerville. All new season. Now streaming on Disney Plus.
I'd watch it.
No, but it's totally ripe for Academy Award contention, and I'll tell you why. Gay cowboys.
Really?
Yep.
More gay cowboys?
More gay cowboys.
Wow.
It's a lot more subtle than Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger, but it's there.
Cumberbatch.
I couldn't even tell you what is going to be nominated because there's too many movies. There's too many movies now.
I did actually see Being the Ricardos last night. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, Pete. I saw it when it first came out. I was super excited. I was a big Lucy fan when I was a kid.
Who isn't?
Nick at Night, I Love Lucy. I watched that series back to front. Even that weirdo series when she was older and she was at some like cabin and shit.
The colorized version?
Yeah. I was really excited to see Being the Ricardos. And before I tell you what I thought, what did you think? Yep, me too.
First off, let me start by saying it's very hard to make these kinds of movies without it coming off as a cheesy, made-for-TV Lifetime movie. To make it really interesting, I think it has to go above and beyond that, and I don't think this film succeeded in it at all.
I don't think this film succeeded in a lot of ways, but go on.
Well, I think it was wrong that they were combining all these major events in the Lucy history, in the Ricardos history in this 1 week. where I read that wasn't true at all. Like it was spread out among many years. And I think that would have been a better take on it, is to kind of stretch it out and not confine it to just 1 week.
Well, it is Aaron Sorkin, so he's probably in some hotel room doing an 8-ball and was like, it could all happen in 1 week. Typed it all out in about 10 minutes and was like, it just takes place in 1 week.
And Javier Bardem, like, he couldn't try to sound like Desi Arnaz a little bit. I feel like
all right, well, you're getting into what my biggest problem
all
with
right,
this movie.
You could go on. Go ahead.
No, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It's horribly miscast for those two.
Yeah.
There's nothing that remotely resembles Desi Arnaz in Javier Bardem. Nothing. The voice, the affect.
Right.
It's an iconic duo. Honestly, I think they should have gotten two no-name actors who could nail it. And like nail Desi Arnaz. He was a very special type of guy. You know, the character, I'm sure you could cast, you could audition 1 million people and find the dream casting role. But no, it's all about money and fame. So let's get Nicole Kidman to play Lucille Ball, which when I heard that, I was like, what?
I know.
What? I just didn't buy it from top to bottom. And I love Lucy. Hey-oh!
And Desi Arnaz has a very distinct voice, or he had a very distinct voice. Why not try to use that a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, I could do a better Desi Arnaz impression than Javier Bardem. I love Lucy and she loves me. We're as happy as two can be.
Already better. It's already better. But yeah, I think it's absolutely right. Any other two people I would have bought more. And I think there was somebody up for that role before Nicole Kidman that even seemed better.
Was it Debbie Mazur? Or Deborah Messing, sorry.
Yeah, Deborah Messing, because she campaigned because she did a bit on Will and Grace as Lucy, and she was really good.
Yeah, she definitely looks like her. I mean, I don't know about her dramatic acting, how that would be, but yeah, I think she would have been the better route to go. The only thing that I kind of sensed a little bit of Lucy from Nicole Kidman was her voice. Like, she sounded like her a lot, I thought, like that kind of smoker's voice. And I don't know if they altered it at all or if that was her actual voice, but I could definitely hear the Lucy smoker voice in her a little bit.
Yeah, definitely as the older Lucy. The voice definitely sounded like the older Lucy, especially when she was in conversation. When she wasn't projecting, she sounded a lot like her.
Right.
But at least Nicole is trying in this movie. He's doing nothing like Desi Arnaz. He was just like, I'm going to be Javier Bardem in this movie.
Yeah.
With the name Desi Arnaz.
In fact, he went into a little Anton Chigurh there for a second when he threatened the executive producer about ripping his lungs out. I was like, he's played every character he ever played except but Desi Arnaz.
Honestly, the only casting that I appreciated, but even now is distracting, was J.K. Simmons.
You can't go wrong with him, though. He could be in anything, and you love it. But
no, that's not true, Pete. You didn't love Spider-Man: No Way Home, so thank God it was on Prime Video. That's all I gotta say. Because if I had spent $19.99 for that, I would have been really upset.
To the movies? Yeah, or going to the movies for that.
Oh no.
So, out of 4 Frederick Slacks, how many Frederick Slacks do you give it?
I will give it 1 short whoa.
Whoa.
And 1 wow bingo.
Wow, bingo.
How about you?
I will give it 2 short woes.
Whoa.
And half a bingo. You have to cut the bingo short.
Bingo.
Guess what, Pete?
What?
Guess what I finally finished? You have to guess.
The Sopranos.
No.
MASH.
No.
Roots.
No.
Get Back. I did. There you go.
Yep, finally saw the rest of Get Back.
24 hours later.
Yes.
You finished the whole documentary.
First of all, I thought it was amazing how good it looked. Looked like it was shot yesterday. It sounded like it was shot yesterday, and it was really special to see them bring these songs to life that are just part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why it had to be 19 hours long.
Yeah.
That was my big problem with it, because it did not crescendo. It kind of just ends. And when you put that much time into something, you kind of want like a little wrap at the end, a little something that like kind of tells you the whole history, even though we know the history, but just kind of brings us up to today. And this one was just kind of like, all right, see you later. Bye-bye.
Like, even if they interviewed Paul and Ringo, maybe at the end of it, just to kind of get a little sense of their take on the whole experience.
Yeah, it has no button. It has no button at the end.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It was really fascinating to watch and just kind of see how dysfunctional they all are.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're little kids, you know?
They are.
You always think these superstars have it all together, you know? You always think, oh, they're geniuses. They just know how to do this. And it was like watching like a bunch of 11-year-olds try and work together.
I mean, they were still kids, though. They were all in their 20s. So imagine being in your 20s and then having like all that fame and fortune already.
Us in college in 2004 already having worldwide appeal.
I know.
Like we do now.
Yep. I did find it interesting, though, because a lot of people always thought that the issues were between Paul and John, but I saw a lot of rift between Paul and George.
Yeah, he leaves at one point, and they've got Eric Clapton waiting in the wings.
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, George kind of seemed like a little bitch there for a little while.
I know,
but you get why. You get why.
You get why. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of underlying things, but I mean, my God, you have to see the genius in Paul, especially in this documentary. The way he just writes lyrics and just constructs things and just kind of takes leadership. And I know that may have rubbed people the wrong way, but I mean, he had a North Star. Yeah, he had a North Star. He was the driving force.
Everyone's just so passive. Ringo and John are just kind of sitting there like, and Paul's talking through every single beat of the song, and they're just like, okay, whatever.
Ringo's farting in the corner.
Yeah.
Literally. Did you see that part?
Yes, I did. And he's like, I farted.
I lost it at that part. Paul's like trying to explain like the whole plan. Ringo's just like, I farted.
But you really see how childish John Lennon is.
Yeah.
He just seems very childlike and kind of immature compared to Paul.
See, I thought that was kind of refreshing because I always thought that John was kind of the stick in the mud. And to see him actually have a sense of humor, I actually enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
Because I never really saw that side of him.
Yeah, I always thought he was just kind of like a big dick.
Right.
And he just kind of seemed like, he just hated everything about the Beatles all the time. And in this, you don't see any of that. It seems like he's really trying to make the songs work and trying to collaborate and have fun while doing it. But Lennon's a weird one for me because, you know, he is a Beatle and everyone loves his music, but, you know, his whole peace and love shit, you know, if you know his true story, then you can only back up Lennon so much. I mean, he was a wife beater, you know, abandoned his first kid to run off with Yoko, and we can't forget that shit, you know, because and a lot of people like to just to be like, and that's the problem. If John Lennon was around today, he'd be canceled for some of the shit he did back in the day. But now we've put him on a pedestal because he was shot. And it seems that way for many, many artists. It seems like the Belushis and the Marilyn Monroes of the world, they would not be nearly as famous if they had survived.
Well, look at JFK.
Yeah.
JFK was not an angel by any means.
But now he's the greatest president that ever lived because he was assassinated in public.
Right.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because think about John Belushi around today. It'd probably be just like Chevy Chase, you know, bitter, making really bad comedy.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? I don't know. You can't say, but that's what makes them legends and icons.
You nailed it. There's this whole mystique around them because they left so young and they were at their peak of their popularity when they did leave. So of course there's this whole mystique there, and anything else that they did in the past is forgivable.
Yeah, which is
That's
weird.
the power of celebrity, unfortunately.
But aside from all that, Get Back, it's definitely too long. But I actually have a clip here of Peter Jackson explaining why it's too long.
All right.
It's hard to figure out how to approach this huge bulk of material. We had 130, 140 hours of audio, and then all this 60-odd hours of footage. It's so massive amount of stuff. And so we thought, well, the first thing we have to do is just get it down to a shorter length. It'll be way too long, but let's at least just get it down to something that we can manage. And so that was when the 18-hour cut happened. And that was still, the plan was to keep going and make it 2.5 hours. We did that, and then we sort of kept putting it in and trimming it down, putting more stuff, putting new stuff in. There wasn't any 18-hour cut, trimming the 18-hour cut down, finding new stuff, putting it in. And we ended up with 6 hours. And so then the moment came, which we just thought, how on earth do we get it any shorter than this? Because this, in our view, you're at that point, you're starting to commit a crime against rock and roll history if you start trimming any more out, because there's stuff there that people have to see. They haven't seen it for 50 years, and anything that we weren't going to put in this film, I was painfully aware it's likely to go back in the vault for another 50 years. So we had to then own up to Disney and to the Beatles, to Apple Corps, that we thought the film should be 6 hours, not 2.5 hours. That was the most nervous time I've had in this whole project, was then waiting for their verdict on the 6 hours. And the Beatles were the ones, everyone was waiting for them to look at it. You know, Ringo and Paul and Olivia. And the verdict came back from them saying 6 hours is great. 6 hours. We understand why it's 6 hours. We're happy with 6 hours. So once the Beatles signed off on the 6 hours, everyone else was okay with it.
I just got back from the bathroom. Is he done?
I feel like that explanation was 6 hours.
Can you imagine taking direction from him, Lord of the Rings?
What?
The two towers. Two towers up there on the mountain. Frodo's down here with the fuzzy legs, and Gandalf's got it. But yeah, so I actually appreciate it more now, because I do think he makes a good point. You know, it is a crime if you go too short with something like that.
There are some music lovers out there that love that shit.
Yeah, the audiophiles, that's all they want out of it.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe do include that stuff in an extras feature and just kind of keep the documentary to the whole storyline of them trying to put this concert together.
Yeah, Peter Jackson, what do you think about that? Doing a new cut of it? What do you think?
It's hard to figure out how to...
Okay, no.
Oh, no. Not again.
Special guest Peter Jackson eats up the entire show. Ringo, I was just watching an interview with Ringo, and he looks...
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Ringo looks not that bad, I have to say. Like,
and he's 80. He's
I
the
know.
oldest one.
He's keeping it together.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, but he's getting in that danger zone. I don't want to have to start a show with Octopus's Garden anytime soon, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I'd like to be under the sea
in an octopus's garden in the shade.
One of the coolest things that ever happened to me was when I first moved out here to California. I had like 3 odd jobs. I was an usher at a movie theater,
right?
You know, audience guy, bringing in sitcom audiences in and out, just trying anything to make rent. So I worked at the Cinerama Dome ArcLight for like 6 months as an usher, and that's the theater right in the middle of Hollywood where we saw Crystal Skull together.
That's right.
But one night there was a screening of Wallace and Gromit, of all things. And it was like a late night screening, and like everyone was clearing out for the night. It was weird that a kid's movie was on that late, you know, the rest of the theater was closing up. And so I just had to do my job and stand outside the theater so I could go in there after people left. And there was this security standing outside too. And I was like, oh, might be somebody important in there watching Wallace and Gromit. And so I'm sitting there, I'm just looking around, and then I hear behind me the doors open, and I just hear, oh, that was pretty good. And who's standing there? Paul McCartney and Heather Mills.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a full velvet purple suit. And he's just chilling out, like just like anybody else, and he just walks by me, gives me a little smile, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that was fucking Paul McCartney!"
Wow.
And he had a theater reserved so he could go see Wallace and Gromit at like midnight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I had money.
Oh yeah, sure. Every theater would be just cleared out just for me. But yeah, that was my biggest brush with the Beatles, and that was so cool. And that's all it was. But it just, you could feel the energy. You're like, that's a fucking legend, an icon right there, 2 feet away from me.
Wow. You should have been like, Paul, get back here and take a picture with me right now.
So I wanted to talk to you about a movie I watched earlier today. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Eternals. It's a Marvel movie. Last night, I waited for it to drop on Disney Plus at midnight. I don't know why I waited. I don't know what I felt like I couldn't wait for it. I think it's just because it's a Marvel movie, and I always want to see what Marvel's got cooking as soon as I possibly can.
You don't want to miss any of the Easter eggs or any of the lead-ups to the other Marvel movies.
If someone, knocks over a lamp in Eternals, maybe Avengers 12 might have a scene calling back to it. So I waited, and sure enough, at midnight, there it was on Disney Plus. And so I watched the first 10 minutes of it and passed out from the wine. And then today, I finished it. And it turns out I missed nothing.
You should just drink a third bottle of wine.
Yeah, it's a boring Marvel movie, Pete. I'm afraid to say it. And the main actors are just so boring. They have
there's a lot of people in that movie.
There's a lot of people, and none of them make an imprint. Not even Kumail. He doesn't even really sell it. Angelina Jolie, a fine actress, is totally used poorly and wrong in this movie. Salma Hayek, it has no personality.
Selma Hayek's my number one celebrity crush, just in case the audience doesn't know. But go on.
But I'm not trashing her. I'm saying I'm trashing the filmmakers.
You better not be trashing her.
Of how they utilized everybody. And they cast these people in these main character roles, and they're wooden. There's nothing fun about them. They do not own the screen whatsoever. And it just was kind of a bummer movie. And you kind of want to treat it exactly as it is, forgettable. I don't want to think about the Eternals in future Marvel movies.
Yeah, well, even the previews didn't do it for me, and it's the first Marvel movie that I really had no urge to see.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I am going to watch it, to be honest with you. I mean, everyone.
If you've seen the trailers, you've seen the movie. That's all I got to say. Yeah, there's a couple action sequences that are fun and impressive, but for the majority, you really half the time don't know what the cause is, what they're fighting for, why they're fighting. It's too otherworldly and not in the good way like Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean?
Who's the director of that?
It was Chloe Zhao, who claim to fame was Nomadland, which she won at the depressing Oscars last year.
Well, you watch that movie and
and you go,
it just screams Marvel.
Boom. Yeah. It just screams 10 lead characters in a Marvel movie. I don't understand, and nothing against her. I didn't see Nomadland, so I can't shit on her. But
oh no, I'm sure it's a fine movie, but the tone of that
totally different.
Marvel movie are much different.
Yeah. They're like, Frances McDormand in sandals, the next big Marvel picture. But Eternals, that gets a big
wow, bingo.
From me, which I don't know because that sounds positive, but that's what
I know.
I get.
I was going to say we need to find a new audio clip of him being more depressed or negative.
There you go.
That better?
That's not Frederick Slack.
No. That's Frederick Slack after hours. Frederick Slack by day.
Whoa.
Frederick Slack by night.
There you go.
Frederick Slack after hours.
Sponsor by. But that's my review of Eternals. It was eternally boring.
So, do you watch Cobra Kai or you don't watch Cobra Kai?
You know, this Cobra Kai, I got everybody and their brother telling me to watch it, and I don't know why I'm not watching it. There's something stopping me from getting involved, and I don't know what that is. It's a block of some sort.
See, that worries me now because I feel like it's built up in your head, and then when you do finally watch it, you're going to end up being disappointed.
Well, I heard that the first season was like a shoestring budget, shot out of a cardboard box because they didn't know if it was on YouTube originally, right? And then it got moved over to Netflix.
Yeah, smart move on their part.
So it's good.
I like it. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's cheesy good. You know what I mean?
Like cheesy 80 movies, Karate Kid?
But it owns up to it. It's very tongue in cheek, and it's trying to be kind of like that cheesy 80s movie. Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of appreciate it. And I grew up with the Karate Kid movies. I watched them, of course, but I was never a huge Karate Kid fan. It was never like my number one 80s movie favorite one. But
same. I saw the first two and once, I think. So that's what also worries me about getting into Cobra Kai.
Yeah, but I think because you do have a knowledge of these movies and you grew up with these movies, I feel like guys our age and older would appreciate this show. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I think you should give it a shot because it is good and entertaining, and it's a good popcorn series to watch.
Here's what happens with these things. You get me to start watching something, and then I hear you and Snyder talk about how it kind of gets shitty, and then I don't want to watch the rest of it. I bailed on Ted Lasso after episode 2 of the second season because you guys were like, I don't know.
Well, you're going that far. You might as well just finish out the rest of the series.
I don't want to.
Or season.
Because you guys seem disappointed by it, and my dad seemed disappointed by it. So now I'm like, why am I going to invite disappointment into my life? Here's a quick scene. Paul Snyder. Hey, Pete, did you see the second season of Ted Lasso?
I did.
Uh-huh.
All you need to do is hear Paul's and you immediately get turned off.
Right. You could use that for so many things. Hey, Paul, I saw Eternals.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Paul, so I'm getting married this weekend.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Hey, weird sex doll guy, I'm getting married this weekend.
Oh shit.
Hey, big bear guy, I'm getting married this weekend.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
It's just a picture of you and some really muscular, bearded guy at your wedding. He's your best man.
There you go.
Can you stop rubbing up so close to me, please?
There you go.
He dropped the ring.
Oh shit.
Now look inside Peter Martino's wedding.
I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Martino.
Had to dust those off for season 2.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's been a while, MacGyver.
This year.
It's been a while.
Welcome to 2022, MacGyver. Yep, it's just how we feel.
Yeah. I really want to have hope for this year, Pete. I do. It's been a really dark time for everybody for a long time, but I also, a part of me is like, no, it's just going to be just as shitty as 2021.
Yeah, that's my point of going into any new year. Everyone's like, well, it's a new year. It's a clean slate. There's new possibilities. And I'm always thinking about all the same shit that I'm going to have to pull it up with in this next year.
Right. And that's the thing that people don't realize. I said it on my birthday. I didn't expect at 39 to still be me. I still got to deal with me. It's that Adam Sandler sketch when he hosted SNL. He's like, we can take you hiking. We can't make you like hiking.
Yeah.
That's life.
We both have a lot to be grateful for.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's true. There are always going to be people who are more successful than you, better looking than you, better at handling things than you, emotionally and more intelligent than you. And once you realize that, life gets a lot easier.
Yeah, it's true. And you got to kind of have to numb your mind a little bit, I feel like, and not dwell on things so much and just kind of appreciate the moment. Like sometimes I feel guilty when I'm actually in a good mood. Like, why am I happy right now?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I should be worried about something. I should be thinking about something. I should be planning something. And it's like, no, just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fact that you're in a good mood and go with it.
Embrace it. Yeah. Because the should-haves, that's half my day right there is like, oh, I should have fucking done that, or I should have made that choice, or I should have done this. And that's just all in the way of actually living.
Yeah. It's the same shit for everyone. So just enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, people. That's the message we have here today on Rico and the Man. Just put it in your head, the 3 words that we all should live life by.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That passionately. There's 2 types of people in this world, Pete. There's the
Oh shit.
type of people and the
There you go.
go-getters. And that's all I have to say on this episode of Rico and the Man. R.I.P. Bob Saget. We're going to miss you for the rest of our lives. And Pete, anything to say to our wonderful audience?
R.I.P. Bob Saget, and in honor of him, just enjoy life and don't be an asshole.
There you go.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Rico and the Man. We want to hear from you. Send us an email at ricomanpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Rico and the Man, and on Instagram at Rico and the Man Pod. Don't bother following us on Facebook, because Facebook is an awful place in the darkest corners of humanity.